Hello all, this is Devin Brooks with our presentation on whether domestic threats by gun is a larger threat to American safety than domestic terrorism.
After research, we came to the conclusion that guns and the improper safety laws associated with them pose a larger threat to American lives.
But before we go on to the stats that we made, we have to define a few things.
Gun violence. Violence committed with the use of a gun, firearm or small arm. Suicides are included.
Terrorism. Acts dangerous to human rights that violate federal or state law. Intimidation.
War on terror. The ongoing campaign by the United States and allies to counter international terrorism.
Threat. A statement of an intention to inflict pain, injury, damage, or other hostile action on someone in retribution for something done or not done.
This chart displays a significantly larger amount of gun deaths in the United States than there have been due to domestic terrorism and in the War on Terror. From this, we can conclude that domestic gun violence is a bigger threat to America's security and safety than terrorism is.
As a side note, we should include that while there are deaths by domestic terrorism, the scale that is created by deaths by gun is too large and makes it seem as though there are no deaths by domestic terrorism. We're going to continue proving our view by showing the most basic numbers, countable deaths in both categories. So here are side-by-side box plots consisting of data from 2005 through 2015. Take notice of the scale on both sides of the box plots. As you can see, deaths by acts of terrorism come nowhere near the amount of deaths caused by gun violence. I would also like to point out that deaths by gun are nearly equivalent when you look between the U.S. and the rest of the world. Here we are showing that we think that while guns are the largest threat to American lives, there is something we could do about it. We're going to show this histogram. So here is our histogram showing the frequency of a range of deaths within the U.S. In total, there are 11 years accounted for. For 8 of these years, there are more than 30,000 deaths due to guns. A staggering amount. But if we look at the lower end of the spectrum, there were 2 years that are interesting for how significant decrease in deaths by guns are. In fact, if you look at the data we collected, you would see that these years are actually between 2013 and 2014, years when gun control was more emphasized. So does gun control help? We could say that there is a possible correlation, a sign that our nation's largest threat, being guns, can be controllable.
This scatter plot shows gun control rank versus gun death rate. The x-axis shows the gun control rank. The further a point is on the chart shows the stronger the law is. The y-axis shows the gun death rank. The higher the point is on the chart shows a higher amount of deaths. From this scatter plot, we can conclude that the stricter the gun control rank is, the less deaths occur. So, although gun violence is more of a threat to Americans than terrorism, the problem can be helped by implementing stricter gun control laws in each state.
After looking at the data, we have concluded that guns are more dangerous than the United States, but it is a controllable problem, which can be seen by recent decreases that have correlated with gun laws.